So I think really want to spend like today talking about how can you get those eyeballs, whether that be for a brand, your company, yourself trying to get another job, another client, another whatever. A lot of this is online now. So how I am personally and how I kind of do sessions, I do these sessions kind of regularly. And two things are important. One, I'm very tactical. So I'm not going to talk like in the clouds. Right? It's like, hey, like in this session, you'll leave with websites, like directions, like color by numbers. Do this thing and you'll get more views, that kind of thing. And two, interactive. So like, I'm also not a guy that just like wants to talk at you forever. So I hope this would be engaging. You'll use your phone if you want to kind of try some of this stuff out. So this is like the most powerful thing you have nowadays in 2018. A lot of this stuff you can do right from your cell phone. Right? So if you want to engage and participate, bring out your phone. Also, at any time you want to say, hey, tall ginger, I got a question, right? Feel free, right? I'm not trying to go through like a spiel and get all of these things pointed out. I'm probably not going to get through all of it. So whatever really helps you the most, I want to get to that. Right? So should we jump in?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Fantastic. So the first thing, best piece of information. So if you do take out your cell phone, I would love to know what's on your like bottom ribbon. You know, your favorites, like what things do you keep on the bottom ribbon of your cell phone? Just throw them out. Text messaging. Camera. Email. Safari. /Chrome/ whatever you use. Okay. Move on to like the home screen. What kind of apps are on your home screen specifically? Not on like the third page or the second page. What kind of interesting things outside of like weather and calendar and whatnot? What kind of things do you keep on your home page?
My bank.
Bank? Yep.
Slack.
Slack? It's good. Starbucks? I like that. Starbucks. What was that?
The Cardinals, but they're about to go to the back page.
Uh-oh, okay, all right. Not doing so hot, all right. One more? LinkedIn, awesome. So one tactical thing I would say is the best piece of data, like as far as like, we talk about demographics and potential sales and potential clients. The best, if I could have any data whatsoever on my potential clients, it would be what's on their home screen of their phone. Why? Because they're spending most of their time on those things, right? That's where they're spinning their eyeballs, right? So when you think of this is what I tactically do. I do this once a week. If you do this like once a month, make a 15-minute thing on your calendar and actually go to the app store, trending free apps right now. Right? After the first few times you try, there's going to be a lot of the same names. But something may pop up that's new to you. That should trigger you to say, wow, there's a lot of people using this app. How can I infiltrate that? Right? LinkedIn, St. Louis Cardinals. How can I be a part of that in some way?
Oh, sorry.
What was that?
I said Fire Matheny, that slipped out. Sorry.
So we're going to basically, especially if like from my industry, like digital marketing and communication, I take whatever's cool right now, Snapchat, and how can I ruin it, right? How can I get my brand into Snapchat, into Instagram, and all these things, right? So that's a very free way to kind of get traction for yourself. So kind of looking where we are today, like the old school way, if I was able to know who I was, I had to go like on the Carson show, right? That was like 4 channels I had to be on. It changed dramatically. The show that has the highest ratings for the past few years is Big Bang Theory, right? Anyone Big Bang Theory fans? Like Sheldon, okay? So if you take Big Bang Theory, most watched TV show right now, 2018 for the last like 3 years or whatnot, you take that show and you put it in the mid-80s, it would have been canceled. It would have been canceled within a few episodes, right? That should tell you something, right? Online is key. If you're actually watching a live football game or watching, you don't have a DVR or you're just a huge Sheldon fan, what are you doing during commercials? Your phone? Pull out your phone, right? Go to LinkedIn, maybe the Cardinals if they're doing well, right? That should tell you that this is your key, that Sheldon has the opportunity to be on this, but so does Dustin York, right? Everyone's on the level playing field. So I'm going to show you some of these tactical tips on how to infiltrate. And I'll get to as many of these as possible. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, stop me. I'll try to make this as easy as possible. So first is your landing page. Who has a website? You want to have like their own personal website or company website. Okay. So this is your like home base. When you think of Cardinals, this is your home base. You need content on this page. And you don't have to be a website pro, all right? I think like WordPress, you probably have heard maybe of WordPress. That is the largest site, and the majority of Nike uses WordPress. But websites I also like is Wix.com, Wix.com. It's also Weebly.com. It's a little bit more user-friendly, Apple version, right? You can throw something together pretty quickly, and it looks like you're a pro. But some specific ways on some tactics, some things to put kind of in your tool belt. Canva.com. Has anyone ever used Canva.com? All right. So Photoshop is an entire process, Adobe Photoshop, and it's fantastic. If you're actually getting into design, yeah, you probably have to go in that route. But if not, using full images, Canva.com is free, and you can create some really good, you can create logos, you can create filters, you can create a lot of great stuff on Canva.com. But this is really key. So what kind of content you can't just put up a website with your name and click here if you want to hire me, right? Because it's going to be lost in the millions, hundreds of millions of websites. This is how you get the play and get traffic to your website. Is content. So video, podcast, blogs, photography, etc. I'll give you the quick hack. Assuming that you in your room you're not a professional photographer or videographer or whatnot, you can fake it very easy, right? So I'll show you. So for a video, for example, if I were leading this session and I wanted to get as much content from this talk as possible for myself personally, right? I'm trying to get clients. What I would do is first I would videotape this, right? Literally, if you go on Amazon, you get one of these for $8. It's a cell phone clip. You put your cell phone on here, and you can either, these are lapel mics. This one's like $10. You can get an actual microphone, or a wireless one like this one I'm wearing is about $60. But for $20, right, you can get this and you create a video, right? Okay, I got the video. But all of this is overwhelming, right? Then there's a blog, then there's a podcast. No, this is the hack, and then I'll tell you that if you don't share this outside of this room, Nike does the exact same thing, okay? So you shoot the video. That's a video. You put that on YouTube. Now you have YouTube views, you have YouTube links going to your website. Then you simply rip the audio out of that video and put it on a podcast. It's the exact same hour that I spent here. I put that on SoundCloud, right? Now SoundCloud views are piling up, going to my website. I take what was said in this 1 hour, I write up some bullet points, now it's a blog. It's the exact same content, but it's a blog now. Now I'm getting SEO, it's an SEO play, right? Search engine optimization for Google. I take a screenshot, I take the video of this, we're laughing, we're having a good time. I take that screenshot, put it into Canva, put in some intellectual quote on the top, on the filter, and put it on Instagram, right? It's the exact same hour, but you can build so much content from that 1 hour that can feed you through weeks. Right? Does that make sense? It's kind of a hack. So instead of saying, I need to spend an hour of my week on a video, an hour of my week doing this podcast, then I have to create some, engaging social media. No, right? Reuse this in multiple ways. A lot of companies are doing the exact same thing. And Canva, again, it's a great resource. So I want to show you a quick tip. So if you do take care of your cell phone, I'm going to show you how to be a videographer pro to a lesser extent. So you just take out your camera. Okay. So you have your camera. Again, if you want to spend $8 on one of these on Amazon and whatnot, you can actually keep in that. But you always shoot horizontal. Right? Never shoot like this, like Snapchat wise or whatnot. You always shoot horizontal. Why? Because if you shoot like this and you put that on YouTube, it's going to put those black boxes. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Those black boxes on the side. So always horizontal. On top of that, most phones, if you tap on something, so you can tap on the water in front of you or either one of us, it'll autofocus to us, so it won't be blurry. It may look fine on your phone, but when you put it on your computer, it may get blurry, right? So if you just tap on what you want to be in focus, it'll be in focus. And then there's the rule of thirds. So basically, have you heard of this? Have you taken a class before? Rule of thirds, maybe. So you can actually invent things on your phone, but basically it makes a tic-tac-toe board on your phone. This isn't dry erase, is it? So picture tic-tac-toe board, those two intersections on the top, that's where you want the focal point. That's where you want your face. right? Data shows that people watch more videos and watch longer on the video if it's visually interesting. Those two intersections, people watch longer, right? So does that make sense? Like a tic-tac-toe board, the top two intersecting points. So it's not dead in the center, your head's not on the bottom with all this space above your head, right? You're in one of those two intersection points. That is a super pro tip, and in lighting. So you don't have to go out and buy lighting. You can go out and buy, right, $100 professional lighting and whatnot. Or take 3 lamps and just put them facing you. All right? Don't shoot a video in front of a window with the sun's going this way. You always want light. So simply take some light, like lamps. Put them in front of you. Office or your home office, your library, your living room, you can have your own videographer set for 20 bucks. All right? And Google, specifically since they own YouTube, and YouTube is the second largest search engine, it holds a lot of weight for search engine algorithms. So like when you type in, hey, best pizza in St. Louis, I can't pay to be Dustin's Pizza to be #1. I can't pay for that. Domino's is not paying for that. It's all algorithms, right? So boosting yourself as much as possible, having YouTube videos, having Instagram, SoundCloud, that's going to get your business or yourself high on that ranking. All right, does that make sense? Yeah, awesome. We're going to come back to that if we have time. So some pro tips. I'm going to give you some more tips. First, invest in yourself. Right? I think there's a lot of skill out there, and I think especially in St. Louis where we have a very strong entrepreneurial spirit in St. Louis, there are people around to help, but don't be afraid to reach out for help, whether it be proofreading, right? You're going to lose clients or potential employers if it's your resume or your own portfolio, if there's grammar edits, right? Have proofreaders. Speaking coach, books, graphic design help. There's a cool website, Fiverr. Has anyone used this? You've used Fiverr? So you can pay someone $5 to make you a logo, and they have experience in Adobe Photoshop and whatnot, right? So if you're like, I'm not much of a design person, I don't know what, and you don't have the budget to hire like an HLK or large agency, then Fiverr, it's freelancing, right? A buddy of mine did this for Chris Reimer, used this to create a logo for an outside company of his, and it turned out really well. Show your brand wherever you can. So one thing I hate, especially when I see this, I talk to entrepreneurs sometimes, and what drives me crazy because it's like a lost opportunity is when they send an email and it says sent from iPhone. You know what I'm talking about? Right? In the email, sent from iPhone. I'm like, what are you doing? They always put like, forgive me for typos. This was sent on okay? I'm not calling you out if you do that, but think that's a lost opportunity to brand yourself. Apple loves that. Right? Because every time you send an email, you are advertising Apple, right? Why not advertise yourself, right? So basically create a signature, right? You probably have a signature for your email. Know that signature has to be recreated for Apple or Android or whatnot, right? So create that every single time you send something out. How can you send traffic to your portfolio, your online portfolio, your company website, your Instagram page, SoundCloud, YouTube, what have you? Right? I'm going to give you a super quick hack on this, that you can make a professional signature that sends all your traffic within 10 minutes. So if you just Google this, so the best resource I can give you is google.com, but if you Google HubSpot email signature generator, right? There's like a long URL, so I don't want to give you the URL. Just Google that, and it'll send you to it. Does anyone use HubSpot? You heard of HubSpot right now? So they give you a free email signature generator, and they don't brand themselves on it, right? So it's not like, hey, pay us $10 and we'll take our logo off of it. No, their logo's not on it. I use this personally, and it will give you a professional signature. I have like a logo of LinkedIn, like LinkedIn's logo. If you click that, it goes to LinkedIn, right? So it looks better than just a bunch of URLs, right? And literally 10 minutes. That's all it takes, right? Take that, put on your Outlook signature, take that, put on your Apple signature, anywhere you can. It'll be super, super slick looking that way. Does anyone have a Google alert for themselves? You have a Google alert? Okay. So that's a great tool. Again, it is absolutely free. It's great to know. Again, company's name, your competitor's name. You want to know when it's being published about online. Simply Google alert, Google that, sign up for it, and every time your name is published online, you'll get an email. All right? So, like once a month, I'll get an email that says Dustin York was arrested in Pennsylvania, right? So you'll get those, right? Those one-off, like, okay, that has nothing to do with me, right? But it's really good. I mean, if you're truthful with yourself, you probably Google yourself once in a while. This is an easy way to see if there's something new. But I also like it from a branding side because I know if someone is publishing about my company or a company I consult for or the competition, right? So for example, if I have a client, a national client right now that I'm trying to get as much traction on a product as possible, I'm watching to see the competitor, what kind of like interviews are they doing, right? Then that rings something in my head saying, why can't I get that interview? I can't, right? So now I'm keeping up to date with what they're doing so I can try to beat them to the punch.
We actually have clients in banks, for example, that the government actually requires them to set up Google alerts for like the president, the CEO, all of the top people in the bank.
Is that
just
right?
to make sure that no one is creating fake pages or fake information
Yeah.
for banking clients.
That's fantastic.
Regulated industries. use
Is
it.
that right? I did not know that. So this is, they're utilizing this for sure. That's interesting. That's very interesting. This sites, Repping Up, I think they're updating their website right now. So I think wait a week. Scrubber is still up. Basically what these resources do is like, I don't know about yourself, my freshman year of college, probably partied a little too hard, okay? So, unfortunately, when I was a freshman, there wasn't like Instagram and whatnot. But if you think there may be inappropriate things, pictures, partying, posts, what have you, for your client or yourself, log into one of these. Again, if you do it today, you'll have to do Scrubber. I actually like Repping Up more, but they're updating. You log in, it scans, it takes about 2 or 3 minutes. It scans everything you've ever posted, ever, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And it's just an algorithm. It pulls up a list of things it thinks is bad. Now, if I said, hey, I spent the weekend, it's going to pull that up, right? So it doesn't know what's bad and what's not bad. It just has words that it thinks is bad, pulls up. But what's really cool is you can just delete right from there. You don't have to go find them, right? There's just an X, delete, and it deletes it from your page all the way down. And then if you're worried about, especially recently, Facebook privacy and whatnot, you can just delete it right that day, so it's not connected to your social medias anymore.
You have a question?
Yes. Yeah.
What about websites?
Websites?
Yeah,
Like tips for creating websites?
like cleaning your stuff up off the web.
Websites that you don't own?
Google yourself and somebody else and posted a bunch of pictures.
Got it.
Like there's party pictures from bars.
Yep.
And how can you get those off?
Yep. So I'll give you if it is, I'll go 2 ways. One, if it is very, very inappropriate, you can contact Google. It'll take a while, right? But you can contact, if it's like a really bad website that has something.
It's just like drinking pictures.
If it's drinking, is it social media or like a blog? If it's social media, there's not too much you can do, right? You can untag yourself, but I mean, you can search faces. So another pro tip, if you want to find pictures that you think are inappropriate online, take a picture of yourself, or not take one, just like take your profile picture. That's a good picture of you. That's not like crazy lighting or filters or whatnot. Save it to your desktop. Take that picture, drag it into Google Image Search, images that it thinks is you. So it's a good way. It's not all, they're not all going to be you. It's not perfect, but it may find some of those bad ones. But if there's some bad pictures, a question I am asked quite often, kind of in that same direction, is, hey, we as a company did something bad a couple years ago. We messed up, right? We were very sympathetic. We apologize for this, but we did mess up, and now we have some negative links out there, right? From newspapers, from blogs, what have you, reviews, right? You cannot delete those. Google, I mean, you can't pay Google to get rid of. Or plan of action would be to boost positive links, right? So if you know there's going to be something negative, And again, I'm not telling you to go do bad stuff and then cover it up. I'm saying you've corrected yourself, right? Then really no one ever looks on page 2 of Google. Like, I don't know, have you ever clicked on the second page?
Not for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, no, So that would say, okay, I have my website, I've got Facebook, I've got LinkedIn, maybe I create a SoundCloud, boost SoundCloud up so that comes up, Tumblr, boost that up, so now you have a full page, if not just the first half, because I don't even scroll down, right, for the first half. So then you optimize those sites so it knocks down the bad ones. They're still alive, but the likelihood that someone sees it is less. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question? Awesome. Very cool. I'll actually give you, hold on, let me give you a really cool site that you can use.
You have to pay for the social script to take those things off, by the way.
To take them off, Scrubber does now.
$19.
Yeah, so on Scrubber, you'd have to actually search. It gives you the date. So if you go then on Facebook, then you can just search it yourself. That's why I like Repping Up more, is they don't charge for that feature. But so,
The Scrubber does.
yeah, so Scrubber will take her. I'll give you a really cool, this one right here. So this is a fantastic resource. Has anyone ever heard of Haro.com? No, Haro.com, it's Haro.com. If I give you one website for sure to get positive traction, it's this one, okay? It stands for Help a Reporter Out, okay? So this is what happens. And again, know that Nike does the exact same thing. And nothing's standing in the way from you doing the exact same thing that Nike does. So, literally, you can do this right now. Go to Haro.com. I don't get paid by them, but I don't get paid by any of these. So go there, you sign up, you're gonna get an email every single day with a list of articles. What's that?
You get 3 of them.
You can shoot, yeah, you can have 3. If they get overwhelming, you can go in settings and do 1, but you could get 3. But in it gives you a bunch of links of reporters, bloggers, podcasters, YouTubers around the country who want to interview someone, a subject matter expert. Okay? It's divided in categories, so you don't have to waste your time, right? There's an education section, business section, health section, so you can just look at your section each morning while you're drinking coffee. And you read those, hey, I'm looking to interview someone who knows something about, I don't know, branding, social media, whatever. You reach out to them and say, absolutely, I'm that person. I would love to do an interview. They do not pay you, right? It's not a money-making thing, but you get traction because there's an interview of you on a blog somewhere, and the pro tip is to ask them to link to your website, and 90% of them will. All right, so do the interview, they hyperlink your name to your website. It's an easy link. Yep.
So the Haro.com website links to a German flooring company. Yeah, helpareporter.com is where you're talking.
There we go. Help a reporter out. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. That's an awesome, awesome resource. Yes.
Did those links suggest that you research the people who are interviewing you to make sure you understand their brand, your brand, their brand?
Yeah. Yeah. So some of them, I would say 70% of them will tell you where they're from. Will tell you what organization they're from, so you can just check them out and make sure they're not some crazy website that you don't want to be associated with. But you will see some that say anonymous. The website is anonymous. Usually, if they say anonymous, I can't give you percentage-wise, but a lot of those anonymous are very large publications, or like Forbes, right? And simply, if they put their name Forbes on there, they would just get flooded, right? Like, I tweeted something once, so I can be interviewed for social media, right? So a lot of those that say anonymous are large sites, but they could be. And the worst thing, when they contact you, you ask what the website is. That's a good question. They will own the content. So, I mean, if they misquote you and they say something that you not say, that would be between you and them. You'd have to tell them that, nope. I would say email. That's why I always email, so then you have it on email. But yeah, if they just completely tell you something or publish something that you didn't email to them, like that's I've never seen that issue. I've never come into that, but yeah, absolutely. That's good. Good question. So social media. Social media is, especially nowadays, is one way to get an enormous amount of traffic. So for example, personally I consult, right? So I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm trying to get out as much as possible and do trainings and consultation as much as possible. I need traffic, right? One thing to make sure that I stay up to date every week is I have a social media show. I have a weekly show. It's only 60 minutes. It's on on Instagram. Plug. It's Keeping Social on Instagram, but it's just basically 60 seconds each week. What's new in social media and tech that week? So could you do the exact same thing for your industry? Literally, all it is it's me in front of a screen. It takes me 20 minutes every Friday. Could you do that for your industry? Because then you have ongoing content every single week that's coming out. An opportunity for you to engage with potential clients, potential employers, potential users of your service, right? Every single week is an opportunity. Some other things. Stories are your friend, even on Facebook. So I take shots. Does anyone post stories to Facebook? Okay. So the traffic is a little slow right now. It's starting to creep up because you can go from direct, but stories are your friend. So Facebook specifically, since they're still gaining speed, getting people to use stories. If you just post one story a day, guess what? Every time someone opens up Facebook on their phone, your image is on the top because they're trying to push stories, right? So how the app works, all the stories on the top. If only 3 of their friends have posted stories on Facebook, look, they see Nike basketball, right?
Since it is kind of new, can you explain what the difference is between stories and just a regular post on Facebook?
Absolutely. So stories, so everyone basically has stories now. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat basically made it popular. It's basically you'll take a picture or a video, post it, and it only lives for 24 hours, right? So after 24 hours, it goes away. So the idea how this is regularly used is, if it's Instagram, I may take like 50 photos and pick the best one, right? If you take that selfie, probably just don't take one selfie and don't look at it and just post it. You may look at that selfie. On stories, you just post stuff. So if you're working on a client project, you're working on something, just take a quick photo, send it out, right? It's kind of the day in the life, like behind the scenes. A lot of companies use it for that purpose, right? But it does not live on your site for years to come. Yep. Oh, yep.
Are they subject to algorithms, stories?
Mm-hmm.
They are.
So, okay. I don't want to get, so I'm going to answer your question. This may get a little into the weeds. So do you use social media quite a bit? Okay. So here's how to beat the algorithms. So I can tell you how to beat every single algorithm. Every algorithm's a little bit different. Let's say like Instagram and Facebook, since they're the largest players. You're going to get your most bang for your buck from Facebook. So if you want to beat Facebook's algorithm, which is the same as Instagram, there's 3 things that matter. 1, you have to, this timeliness is key, right? So if you followed the news recently, they've changed up their algorithm that it's less businesses, right? So businesses are taking a hit because of it. So one thing is timeliness, where you need to be posting, so that's where stories come in. The more constant you are, the more timely you'll always be, right? 2 is the relationship between myself and you. If you're following my business on Facebook, Instagram, what's that relationship like? Do you ever comment on the things I post, right? Facebook, for example. If I personally follow 500 people on Facebook, Facebook is not going to show me 500 people on my newsfeed. It maxes out at 150, okay? If you are not the top 150 engaged with person, you will never show up on my newsfeed unless I search for you, all right? So engagement means that comments are best, right? Facebook's newest algorithm holds comments as highest. So if you're commenting on posts, that's highest. If you're watching those videos, if you have an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend that I never comment on their stuff, why are they still on my home feed? It's because you're clicking on the pictures, right? And Facebook knows that. So, if I'm clicking on your picture, right? I'm not commenting, I'm not liking, I'm hating on you, but I'm still clicking on your picture. Facebook knows that, and they'll keep showing me your stuff. Yeah. Absolutely. Because Facebook's a business, right? They want you to be on the app as long as possible. If you're looking at those pictures, we want you to come back and look at those. So how to use this as a brand, that's why if you notice a lot, like there's a lot of hacks for this. A lot of companies you'll see say, hey, here's a post on Instagram, Facebook, comment with an emoji of what you're feeling today. Or if you like this, comment with a thumbs up. Or what's your favorite color? It literally, right now, the richness of the comment, all it knows is you commented. So if you post an emoji on the comment section of this post, you're beating the algorithm. That's why people are doing that. And it works. I mean, if I can get you to like something, I can get you to post your favorite color for no reason whatsoever, then do you like this cute picture of a puppy? Like, what's your puppy's name? Oh, I love my puppy, right? Now I just beat you, and now when I'm selling you something, it'll show up, at least for a couple weeks until you don't click on something else. Does that help a little bit? So those, oh, and the last thing are tags. So if you're especially works for small businesses, if you're tagging individuals in your post, that boosts you pretty quickly, right?
Similar for LinkedIn, like.
Yes. Yep. So LinkedIn specifically is really big into tags. That boosts your content incredibly well. Same with relationships, exactly the same as far as like commenting, liking, things like that. Absolutely. But you also see some people like videos, right? So your video content, if I have all the time in the world and I have my video and my podcast and my blog, again, all the same 1 hour, right? So it's not 20 hours my week. I have all these things. Depending on what you like specifically, you may really like video. I post all 3 to Facebook. Facebook will say, you like video, here's the video from Dustin York. My podcast may not show up because you never click on podcasts. Right? So it's tailored toward the individual and then tailored to what kind of content you like. What content does the worst are posts with nothing, no pictures, no videos, no audio, just a post. Those are horrific. Those aren't going to do you very well. Right? Those don't show up very good. That's a good question. Any other questions? Let's see what other hacks I can schedule posts, social algorithms. Does anyone use Facebook ads? Facebook, I'll tell you the 2 things. I've got time. I'll tell you this and we'll kind of open up for Q&A or whatnot. 2 things that are the most undervalued pieces of digital marketing, of social media nowadays. In a couple of years, the price of this is going to go up, but as we sit today, it's the crazy great return on investment, right? Again, better than TV, radio, all that. Okay, 1 is ads. Specifically, Facebook ads are fantastic. Snapchat has a really good ad system. They're getting better. Facebook is the best though. Again, don't sue me if it doesn't work well, but if I could tell you to put the majority of your money, it would be Facebook ads, right? So just a quick overview, if you've never done this before, Facebook ads, this is how it works. Make a piece of content, a video, okay? Make a video, some engaging post, sending people to a website, okay? I'm gonna pay for views. That's the best way to do this. And it depends on how crowded your space happens to be. If it's shoes, your price is gonna be a little higher because a lot of people are competing in that space. If it's St. Louis pizza, it's all lower, right? So let's say it starts at 10 cents a view. Put this video, starts at 10 cents a view. Okay, so every person who sees this, engaged with this video, it's 10 cents. But in the first hour, if people are commenting, people are liking this, people are sharing it, that 10 cents drops to 5 cents a view. Down to 3 cents a view if they're commenting a lot, right? As soon as that plateaus, right, day goes by, it's not new anymore, it's gonna go back up to 5 cents, 10 cents. So it's not one of those things, if you wanna get the big, you can run through money quickly if you don't know what you're doing. You have to keep an eye on that and say, okay, I post this video and no one's commenting, and 3 days has gone by, that's gonna jump up to 50 cents, 75 cents a view. Facebook will take your money, right? But Facebook wants good content. So that's when you say, oh, that didn't work out, stop. You can stop anytime, right? You can say, okay, I'm done with it. If you say, oh, down to 3 cents, okay, I'm gonna keep this going. Check it 8 hours later, the next day, oh, it's going back up. Maybe I'll decide when I want to stop that. Does that make sense? That's where I see the most, especially like entrepreneurs and small businesses, burn through money fastest. They hear some person talk at something that says Facebook ads are great, and they put money, they put $100 in, and then a day goes by and they spend $100. Like, what the, my Facebook ads didn't work. Well, it's one of the, it's not like a commercial, like a TV commercial, like the olden days, like, no, that's mean, but like, just, right? But like, you can't just put money out there and just like, okay, I will wait for the calls, right? It's Facebook ads, it's the best ROI, but it's more time on your end to make sure you're not running through money. Yep.
When you say know when to schedule posts and when not to, what does that mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, assuming you don't have a full-time social media person, a great resource is Hootsuite.com. That you can schedule posts. So what I've told people is like Mondays, make a bunch of your content and then schedule it throughout the week. You can also schedule toward, Facebook has gotten really good at this. Instagram is amazing at this. They've tried to test out some of this on Instagram. They will tell you what time your users are most on using their app, right? So post at that time. Every business is a little bit different. The general golden rule is to post when people don't want to work. Like Fridays. Fridays tend to be a really good time to post, right? So that scheduling helps, but when not to post, don't post at, maybe 10 a.m., 9 a.m. when people are getting through their emails, right? I got a whole bunch of emails to get through. Don't post at that time. Also, don't post during a national crisis or a local crisis, right? So there's a case study every year where sadly there is a mass shooting and the NRA posts a picture of take your kids out shooting this weekend, right? Teach them this, teach them how to shoot. Because it's part of a Hootsuite, it was just timed to come out at this time. They didn't go in and turn it off, right? So know if there's a national crisis or a local crisis specifically, take it down, right? Go into the Hootsuite, deactivate, don't do it. We've also seen like people try to take advantage of, I had someone call for a quick crisis time, Memorial Day. Memorial Day, awesome, it's great. You can post and say thank you to all of those who have served, absolutely. But this company tried to sell. They said, great job, thank you so much. By the way, here's a link to buy a thing. You're not trying to sell off of Memorial Day, Veterans Day, these kind of things, right? If you engage with a nonprofit, if you are doing a walk, support something, sure, post your staff members, everyone doing the walk, but don't include, hey, by the way, 50% off t-shirts this week, right? Like, you just for the good cause and not trying to sell at that point. Go and you're trying to direct sales, the best 99% of the situations, this is the best way to get sales online if you're selling something online. First step is social media. Make a really good social media piece. Video, podcast, SoundCloud. What you do not want to do is have that post, your stuff, a link. Always have a link, but that link should not go to the checkout page. Okay? That link has to take them to more information. Right? That more information then links to the checkout page, right? So some people think, oh, I'll make this post and people are going to buy my thing. I'll post this of cute puppies doing whatever, and then they're going to go and buy a puppy or whatnot, right? No, there has to be a middle stage there, right? You've got my interest. Now you have to kind of win me over. Why should I buy now? What's the advantages? Those kind of things, right? Let me get into this one as well. These social influencers. Has anyone heard of social influencers? What this whole world is about? Okay, so this is great money, or not great money, great return on investment specifically. So I'll show you how to do this. So social influencers, what they are people, VP of a company, it doesn't matter, right? That's why the times are really changing. For high school and college students, we're finding that if you want to sell lipstick you're not going to go to that A-list celebrity to endorse your lipstick product. You may go to a 16-year-old who has a makeup channel on YouTube who gets 2 million views a time, right? Don't go with J-Lo, go with Suzanne, right, from Pennsylvania, right? Because she's getting more views a day than J-Lo, right? So how to find these and how to use them for your resource. So basically, these people have a lot of following. You want this person, they're not a brand. I mean, I guess they're a brand, but they're not a company. They're a person. You want them to share your product, service thing, all right? If they have millions of followers, you're going to have to pay for it. For the most time, it's kind of like the wild west. Like, it's just like some people will say, hey, $100. If you have 5 million followers, I will pay you $100 all day, right? Some people with 5 million followers will say, I want $1,000, $20,000. Like, it's a wild west. So there's no fail situation. You just ask them, right? If it's local, the best use case, especially as local, is these people won't charge, right? So if you have a restaurant or you have a service, you have a training service, free, right? Offer them free pizza at your place. Offer them a free shirt or whatnot. A lot of the local, if they're thousands, they'll do it for free. Most of them, right? And that's a great way because you're going to pay. That T-shirt costs what? $3, $2, whatever that is. You're going to gain so many more views than spending $2 on Facebook ads, right? So it's a great way. And basically, you just DM them. And I'll show you how to do this. So I don't know if there are any Instagram users, so this is a great way to Instagram. If you just do Instagram and you use the magnifying glass on the bottom, you can like search for stuff, use the search, and then you just search for your location. So you can do St. Louis, you can do a smaller area of St. Louis if it's just a specific area of St. Louis that you're selling to or whatnot. You type that in, hold on a sec. Or you could even do a zip code. 63011. Okay. And you can go places, and you see all of these check-in places, right? You find a place, I don't know, there's an IHOP or even by zip code. You see it gives you a map up here, and all of these pictures. I have no idea who any of these people are, but these are people who posted at this location, okay? So basically, you take an hour of your time. You don't have to do this constantly. You do this once, right? And you go through, click on each picture. You look at this person, I don't know, Natasha Lowe. This person has 7,000 followers, right? This person right here has 7,000 followers. I would look at her info, like her page a little bit to see, make sure she's not like promoting anything inappropriate or something I don't believe in. And also make sure she's not just traveling. If she has a lot of pictures in Pittsburgh, and I'm only selling here, I just want to make sure she's from here, she has a lot of pictures in St. Louis, and she doesn't have like racist things or just terrible information on her page, then I DM that person. That becomes my influencer, right? The celebrity influencers like the Kardashians, right? They'll go through an agent just like anyone else. But this person with 7,000 followers in St. Louis, give them a free T-shirt? Yeah, they'll probably post, right? And you kind of feed their ego a little bit, right? Like, hey, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I love your pictures that you're posting, the videos that you're posting, the experiences that you're. And a lot of them, especially at this level, will do it. Get 1,000+ views of your ad. Right. Make sense? Awesome. We've only got about 10 minutes left. If there are any other questions, yes.
How do you sell the value of you are in social media marketing?
Yep, absolutely. So I get that quite a bit. I ask this question. So from the inside, from like the inner realms, have you ever seen what's the Big Short? Have you ever seen the movie The Big Short? It's about the financial crisis and whatnot. Basically, like marketing and advertising, people who are like selling ads, like commercials, magazines and whatnot, it's kind of the Big Short area where we know moving the needle as much as the price, right? So we just look at data. Data, for as much money I'm sending out, I'm getting more eyeballs. So I'm not like a social media is the king of all. Like whatever gets viewed, right? So for those individuals, maybe if they are an older generation that are used to the older ways of marketing and advertising, yes, it's not bad, right? Ask them, those same people, are you following the Facebook crisis? Is it scary how much information Facebook has? Would you agree? And it's terrible, and someone needs to get control of this. Government needs to step in. It's a crisis right now in the United States. If you think it's a crisis, and if you think Facebook has too much power, and they're doing too much, and you don't think I can then sell through it, I would look at you and say, what's the difference, right? Most people are going to say, yeah, Facebook needs to be in line. Government needs to, all right, they're doing too much. They have too much power and media. But we shouldn't sell through it. Everyone watches, like, if you say 80% of America watches Good Morning America every morning, but we're not going to buy commercials on Good Morning America. Like, that's what I would say, right? Sure.
Are you concerned about people dropping off of Facebook because of the whole information
Absolutely.
and the advertising not doing what it's doing right now?
Absolutely. That's why I say, like, now it's king, but I'm ready to ditch at any point, right? So and you can see this data. All that data is available, and there has been no dramatic drop and it's actually picked back up in the most recent weeks. So that specific situation hasn't. So rest assured that hasn't. But yes, 6 months from now, when they do something awful again and they do lose people, you have to be ready to go somewhere else. Like if your entire business lives off of Facebook or YouTube, think your business, that what's paying your mortgage and is paying for your vacations, right, to the beach, don't want that security in the hands of Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg's a person who can make mistakes. If your entire business and the profitability of your business is 100% all eggs in the basket of Facebook, that's just very risky for you. So you always have to be an exit strategy. That's why you're checking the apps. Trending, you check it every week, once a month. And then you see where those eyeballs are going. Yep.
I was just curious, first of all, GPS took me all over the earth rather than here.
Okay.
And I want to know, you mentioned about Facebook, you mentioned about Instagram. What's wrong with Twitter?
Twitter's good. You have to have a very specific business to be effectively using Twitter. Twitter is really news. So even if you look on, I haven't checked it this last like 2 or 3 weeks. So if they changed it back, I apologize. But for the past like 2 years, Twitter changed on the App Store. They don't even show up under social media. You know what they show up under? News, right? So they're in the news category now, right? So if your organization, if you have a committed effort to share news about your industry, then yes, absolutely. But you have to be focused on news specifically on Twitter. Yep, that's a good question. It's a really good question. Some other sites to keep in mind, I mean, again, either Facebook or you're owned by Facebook is really king, but others that show some strengths. This is still the case. It's kind of going down each year, but simply having a Google Plus account, I know, like laughs, ha 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 ha, I don't use Google Plus, who uses Google Plus? Google really wants to be in the social media game, so they give more SEO credit to Google Plus accounts. Even if you spend 30 minutes creating a Google Plus account and not update it, maybe once a year, you'll get some SEO boosts from Google Plus. Pinterest has one of the highest direct click to buy rates. A niche of people that are actively using Pinterest on a day-to-day basis, but if that demographic is a demo of your company, I would actively use it because a lot of those links are clicked on more than other sites. You're getting less clicks, right, than Facebook, but percentage of people are higher. Q's younger, but like like Snapchat, for example, even that's 5 minutes, and another question is like, if I'm local Honda dealership, I'm trying to sell used Hondas to 16, 18-year-olds. What I would literally do right now is find the high schools. You can draw a line around the actual high school. Do not pay for all of St. Louis because you're not selling all of St. Louis. You can do it inside of Snapchat. Draw a line around that high school, then make an image of the logo of that high school. And I'm not from St. Louis, so I don't know I see cars with like the Longhorn thing, like it's a blue Longhorn. Take that logo, you probably know what I'm talking about, right? It's a school logo. So take that logo, put it into an ad just for the area that you've highlighted, right? And then your Honda, come in, bring your parents, whatnot, right? And then I take the other high school, that's a snake or whatever the other things are, and take that logo around that school, right? Students are using Snapchat throughout the day, and they will use a filter that is connected to them, right? And I'm not wasting money on paying because they'll charge you for location. If you include the street next to it, they're going to charge you more. If they include the hospital, they're going to charge you more. I only want to sell this, right? So like when I say this hyper-targeted ads, again, it takes more time though, right, than making one ad for all of St. Louis. So if you have the time, that's something that is a
So we
complete
just
thing.
have time for one more question. Anybody else have anything you want to ask?
Since I was late, I would like to know, are you remaining for a couple of minutes so I can find
Yeah.
out who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to chat. Absolutely. And then